So for my college admissions, my thesis statement was that I was a genius. Well, I didn't create enough works for them to consider that thesis statement. So with college professors, it's okay to have a thesis statement, but you need research to back it up. Well, I didn't have enough research because after I made that statement, I changed majors, I was hanging out with friends. It's okay to be smart, but I tend to be that Da Vinci and Einstein where I'm doing multiple projects and I never finish that one project. It's a bad habit. So with Einstein and Da Vinci, they didn't have anyone who was hard on them to finish their projects. Michelangelo did. He had the Pope. The Pope was on him all the time and he ended up finishing a lot of projects. You need people to be hard on you, especially if you're a bright student. So I didn't have enough works for them to consider, okay, Min's thesis makes sense, that he is a genius. So when they passed on me, it was the right choice because it just wasn't enough works. Now that I'm explaining myself on a lot of social media, if they find it, they do have the evidence now to go, hey, his thesis pans out now. So with my professors, they've always been hard on me. So I went to the physics department and I spoke about theoretical art and a theory that disproves God, and he was like, right away. He was like, nope, go write your paper. I've been, this was like last year. I've been out of school since 2009. And even now, they're like, even if you're an alum, they're like, they still treat you as a student. They're like, nope, you came up with another thesis statement. First it was a genius. Now you're disproving God and it's theoretical art. Go work on it now. That's what he was like. He was like, no, no, no. He was throwing out formulas and I was keeping up. I didn't know the formulas, but I was keeping up. I know where he was trying to get at. Like, do you know where these formulas are going? Even if you don't know them specifically. I'm like, yeah, you're trying to get to God. You're trying to understand where the Big Bang happened, and you're trying to get to God. I'm like, yeah, based on one dimension, it will disprove God. And he's like, oh, go write it. I mean, he didn't say those actual words, but he was like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta get out of my office. You gotta go. You gotta write the paper. And then after I was done with him, I went over, because I had a few thesis ideas on my mind. I went to a psychology department, and I'm like, does the brain sense? Can the brain sense? Because I was getting on, is the brain like an AI? Is it like a quantum computer where it's really smart and it helps you out? And the second he heard that, and I gave him an example, like, can you sense I think there was an assistant professor, can you sense her without looking at her? Can you sense her right next to you? And the both of them are like, yeah, this kid's got to go. So both times they were hard on me. That's what they're supposed to do, right? Even if you're an alum, they still they're still hard on you. We're like, nah, we need that in the world. You got to get on working, because they know that students, by bad habit, tend to be lazy. They tend to have a lot of especially when you're bright, you tend to have a lot of projects going on and you never finish. So they have to be hard on you. So they're like, no, you got to finish your physics paper and theoretical art, and you got to go finish that theory on a brain AI. So you need people like that to be hard on you. Because with me, I was goofing off for like 11 years. Right? I'm smart enough where I don't care. They are professionals. They know enough to go, no, you have to care. Their responsibility is to be hard on the students. Me, I tend to throw out thesis statements all over the place and I never finish it. Because I'm smart enough to just go, I'll just finish it later. Not right now. you can't do that right now. So right now, if they pick up on these things, now I'm starting to learn that this is a bad habit of mine. I'm starting to learn that, okay, I need to stop goofing off, stop, playing with friends and stuff, and, playing with my siblings, and really take it serious now, and finish my papers. So that's why I'm on YouTube. I'm explaining myself. I'm explaining my genius thesis and the God thesis in theoretical art, which is art in theory. So it's not abstract. It's just in its theory stage. And then the brain as an AI. So I'm on YouTube explaining it, trying to take it serious, as my professors want me to. So.